Hello, Planet Earth. Welcome to Circle. My name is Brooke Nicole, and this is my friend, Leanna. What's up?
We're going to do all that.
No. Laughing with Leanna.
Laughing with Leanna.
Gosh. I'm so glad that you're here today. I'm excited to talk with you. We're going to look here, too, at our friends. Hi, everybody on Facebook, out on YouTube, and beyond. Friends and family, thank you for being here, for witnessing. We have some stories to share, some testimonies. We want to talk about our pathways into awakening, our connection with Source, our connection with Reiki, how that has activated and awakened within us. We're going to talk about the silly things and the real things, you know. And so this woman right here, she showed up in my life when I was in the midst of a big growth stage. I was in the middle of this like big blossoming out, you know, and it was a time in my life when I was opening my throat, my true voice, my truth in a new way. Excuse me. Bless me. To be able to breathe life into people in new ways. This was a time when I knew that all I ever had to do was just give somebody a smile and a hug, you know. And that's what we did. This woman walks into the studio here one day, and we just see each other, and we came into a hug, right? And
I said, can I give you a hug? Like, right, we talked for a while because we were with other people when we were meeting, and before I left the room, I said, can I please give you a hug? Uh-huh. And you were like, I have this hug dealer shirt with a Care Bear on the front of it. I was like, I just bought a journal with a Care Bear on it.
Yeah, so good. But that, for me, that hug was like everything. It like, I was just like, I know this woman. Yeah. I know you, because your heart space was so just, here I am. And that's how I feel to be as well, right? So we were like otters upon first meet.
Yes.
Very much. That's something that we carry within us, I know very deeply as mamas, to be able to heal with hugs, you know, and that's a thing, you know. I'm going to bridge right over to Reiki for a moment. If we are channeling this purest living energy, we're channeling Source into us to be able to send or give to other people, you know, channeling it in through your heart and resonating it out so that your expanse is just like, love you know, but in a nice way, in a way that also protects people's bodies and their hearts and their sensitivities and their somatic everything, you know. We don't know what people have been through, and sometimes the gentlest touch, sometimes this is all that's needed. Yeah. We know each other. We see each other every week, you know, like I can squish you. Yes. I do squish you.
I like
you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got squished. You can have to go.
Yes. It was very nice. I enjoyed it. Big awakenings. So I want to pass the mic to you a bit and hear about your journey into all of this, your connection with Source, your connection with Reiki. What's up?
I guess I'm going to start at the beginning-ish. I found out that I had some thyroid issues in 2021, and so I went through kind of a healing process. I lost my literal voice for 3 months. I couldn't speak. I was writing notes to my son. I couldn't talk to people at work. It was a very trying experience. And through all of that, working with my therapist and, you know, other things, I found yoga, and I found just my connection back to the things that I had lost a connection to for a long time. And as Brooke was saying, like around the time that we met, I was in the middle of a very big spiritual change that was happening for me. And it's interesting, the Saturn retrograde started I think yesterday, and it talked about going back to November of 2023, when was the last time I think that we came out of Saturn retrograde. And so I was looking back to that time, and I met you right around that time, and I started coming to your circle right around that time. and a lot of other, and so that's where like the Reiki and all those things kind of started to begin. And then my sister had a training session in February that I was able to attend, and it was just a beautiful experience to meet these different women that wanted to learn this practice to be able to heal different, heal in different ways. Some in therapy, some were doulas, some were wanting to, look into other things that they're interested in dealing in. I had started doing a laughing videos on TikTok over the summer, and so I don't know, I just wanted to I just felt called to spread love and joy through laughter and just good snuggles and sound, and using my voice for spreading good energy and good vibes, and focusing on the positive and the things, and watching the synchronicities and the signs around us, and just slowing down a little bit and trying to figure out the things that were mine and the things that weren't mine, to continue to carry and to continue to walk around embodying. And so that's kind of how I fell into this stuff. I found the things that felt good, and I just kept doing them.
Yeah. Your soul floated you right into the cosmic ocean and went, whoa. Love it.
We ottered up.
Yes.
Linked arms and swum into the flow together.
Yeah, I see you over there. Gosh. Sound. I want to talk more about the laughing.
Yes.
I want to.
Yes.
If you're into
yes,
it.
I definitely. I was going to say it, but I was like, I don't even need to say it.
I heard a little dinging back here of some other sounds that we bond through the sound bath, the ringing of the bowls, the gongs, the flutes, the chimes, all these beautiful things that transmit frequencies, Yeah. To hear you talk about having that pause on your voice, that had you come into that place of pause and reassess what is true and what is real and what is nourishing and what is the highest alignment for your soul was a gift, right?
Yeah.
And so many of us, I think we have these awakenings when we have the tower crumble, when we are burning the ashes and we want to rise the phoenix, when our soul finally goes enough, so I want to give a quick shout out to the magical musical musician who is back there dinging the bowls. I love it so much. Thank you. He will continue to bring his beautiful resonance in wherever he is around here. I know y'all hear that. Love. Leanna, I'm so glad you're here. What's that? I hear footsteps. I hear footsteps.
What is it? A gift.
Ooh, it's a gift. Oh. Meow meow. The laughter is so gorgeous. For me, that's been something I've craved. I know there was a point in my life where I came to this moment and I was just I have not laughed for real in a long time. It's been the nervous laughter, or it's been, because everybody else is around me laughing. It's, I guess that's funny. But to truly find something that cracked my heart in a way that I see when I first saw you do your laugh, the love that you channel through it, the pure source that you channel through it, it cracked me wide. I was crying. I was not laughing. I was crying.
That's sometimes too.
Gosh.
I didn't do it in the American Laughter Championship for the, but
you had the best. You had the best sinister laugh. It was so good.
I was in that last one too. It was crazy.
Gosh, well, they just don't know. So I would love us all to do a practice because we like to do practices here. You know what to do now, everybody. Close your eyes if you can. But if you can't and you could see what I'm telling you to do right now, let's take a big, deep inhale. And exhale. Well. You know what I mean? I love you.
So the laughing is interesting. The laughing, I'm going to go way, way back. All has to do with like the company that I work for and the job that I've been doing, in real life since I was 21. I've been doing this job longer than I was alive when I started doing it. And I was at work one day, and we would work these long, crazy hours, and I worked with this group of like 4 or 5 guys that we were like all getting married at the same time and like all just going through things at the same time. We all just got along really well. We worked really well together. And I read this article that said that children laugh like 300 to 400 times a day and that adults laugh like 3 to 4 times a day. And I was like, guys, we laugh more than that, right? Like, I mean, we're stressed out, like I remember a guy pulling like a gray hair out of my head like around that time, and I'd be like, you need to chill. And like, but we would laugh because sometimes there wasn't anything else you could do. I mean, you could cry and you could, whatever, get in your stuff about it, or you could just laugh and just be like, okay, how do we move through this nonsense? So, I actually didn't start at the beginning because I actually met my husband through my laugh too, because his best friend came into our office when I was this young little kid, and I'm working with all these men. And he doesn't see a lot of women in there, and he hears me laughing before he sees me, and he decides at that moment that I'm going to marry his best friend so that we can spend our lives getting old laughing together. And at that moment he told everyone in his husband's office, when we got back to the office that day, he told everyone in their office not to let anybody else talk to me, that every time I called, just be like, oh hey, can you hold on a second? And I would always end up talking with my husband. So the laugh goes back to that.
I love that. I just found that out with y'all. That's so cute.
I found it out at my wedding.
I love it.
So that's when I learned that story. So then the laughing thing happened where I was like, we laugh more than this 3 or 4 times a day, whatever. And so then I went on this camping trip with my family, with my sister and her beautiful children. And we were just talking about something, and my sister's a therapist, and she's the one that taught me Reiki, and she taught me a lot to get me to this place, and I'm so grateful for her. But anyway, she actually the first time that I came to Women's Circle with Brooke, she was with me, and so but she we're talking, and she's like, it doesn't have to be hard, whatever. And we talked about the laugh, and we were talking about that stuff, and I just realized that I could just help other people laugh. Like I could just be the laugh for people to like, just sometimes you just need like that spark to like start, and laughter is such a contagious thing. And I learned something interesting when I was doing all this stuff with the American Laughter Championship, and that is that laughter is like our first language. Like all babies, no matter the culture, and it doesn't have anything to do with humor, right? Laughter doesn't have to do with humor. Humor is a personal, cultural, societal, whatever construct, but laughter happens in babies at the same time across everything, and it's a natural response that is very similar to crying, because it gives us a very big release, and there's muscles that we can't exercise that are only exercised through laughter, through like a real deep belly laugh. So there's just so many benefits to it, and I felt like if I could just go and tell people funny things and laugh a little bit, even a couple extra people laughed with me, then that was useful.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, you want to do it?
Yes.
You want to have everybody laugh?
Sure. Do we need a countdown, or do you want me to just start again?
That's just good.
It's hard to stop.
And so, help me. How do I get the sound out? Because it's coming out as like,
So, you know, I don't know. I started laughing again, actually when I was, so I had the thyroid thing, and I had the losing my voice thing, and I started doing yoga, which was like the first thing that had made me feel strong coming out of surgery and coming out of this period of time where like I'm writing letters to my kid, like, how was your day, you know? And then I started having some pelvic floor issues, and I found out that the yoga could be making it worse. And so I had to stop this one thing that had like kind of been my I don't want to call it a crutch because it wasn't, but like this journey that I was on, like that made me feel strong and healthy. And I started doing pelvic floor yoga with a wonderful woman in Annapolis who does a lot of different things, but also has a pelvic floor yoga practice. And one of the things that she did in one of the first videos was, it was mostly a breathing flow. And it was like the second or third thing was a minute of laughter. And she said, fake laughter is all the same. It's really just, it's a breathing exercise. And sometimes it's a practice too. And so with this laughter yoga, like most of it is just breathing exercises. And it kind of came from this doctor who realized that laughter was helping his clients get better. And so he started these laughter clubs where they were like telling jokes, but then like they didn't last for very long. Like the jokes, you know, kind of ran out or got stale, and they just started kind of doing fake laughter, and it was still helping. People were still feeling the same benefits from all of it.
Good.
And so it doesn't have to be this deep thing, and sometimes people cry and sometimes people whatever. And so even when I did it at my son's middle school, I told the kids, like, you know, laugh at me, fake laugh, whatever, you know, you need to do.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's good, you know, because some of us aren't ready to sing out loud. Some of us aren't ready to laugh out loud. We don't know what it feels like, right? Because I said I hadn't laughed in a long time.
Sure.
This was, you know, back then. I'm laughing a lot now. But on demand, right? Can I cry on demand? Oh. You know,
I've gotten people to move. My friend asked me to laugh on command during a vacation last year.
Well, you can.
Yes.
You can.
But there was people creeping on us, and she didn't want them there. So she asked me if I could laugh on command, and it worked. And they laughed.
Oh my gosh! You and I walking down with our light, I'm like, and you're like, you know.
I was walking.
Clear the way.
I went on a vacation recently with some friends, and my friend took a video of me and my friend walking down the beach. And my one friend is like very like A to B. You know, she is, you know, just walking. You know, very deliberately, like watching the ocean, looking at the beach, and I am like going like this, like just walking down the beach, like flying around, moving all over the place.
I'm just a panda cord of my
panda cord fly.
Yeah. Right. So let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's laugh.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay. And we'll look at the time so we know.
Wait, the first one was an example.
That's right. Okay. So
test run.
Everyone laugh with us, even if it's a fake laugh.
Inhale,
you know,
exhale.
try to
get ready.
Stand up if it helps you. You know, feel free to move around. I used to walk around. Your plants. If you have plants like laughter.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of times I would like laugh with my plants, and you know, and it helps.
Yeah. All right.
Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Do you want me to go the full minute?
What?
Do you want me to go the full minute?
Oh, get him. It's a minute. Gosh, it's an exercise. I'm done.
That was a minute. Give or take.
Oh, gosh.
I'm a little blind these days.
Follow the leader for sure when it's time. And I heard that. Gosh, that's so good. Thank you. I needed to be silly in it.
Yeah, and that's the part of it too. It's like, you know, some people I think get real sensitive around laughter, you know, they don't associate it with positive, funny things. They associate it with like maybe being laughed at, or like maybe, you know, or maybe laughing at others, or, you know, whatever. There's all these like, you know, I also think about like Girl Interrupted, you know, and like, you know, or like that kind of like, you know, ending up in like a, you know, in like a straight jacket laughing my head off, you know, like,
gosh, cancer clear.
Right.
Yeah, but that's a big, deep thing that you can heal with laughter. If you are dealing in that shadow and that kind of the witch wound and all of that, laughter is so healing. Yeah. It's a connection right into source, you know, and I love what you're doing out there on your platforms, which we'll talk about and give all the ways that you can find her. So you can come and have aid and assistance to open your throat chakra in new ways from a heart-centered, beautiful, beautiful energy worker and light worker who is here to help the entirety of the collective. Hello, planet Earth. I mean, yes, could you hear us? You know, it's pretty loud. You know, we've got a big microphone. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes, I do. Something I was going to say about laughter, and then I kind of forgot. But I think too, it's such a collective thing that we do, right? And like it's you know, and that's why also too, like I like to be able to do it with people. I have people tell me all the time that like they laugh when they see my videos. Their kids, like I have my one friend has a toddler, and she's like, I emptied the whole dishwasher. I just put your videos on, and he's Lala's so funny. Lala's so funny, and he just watches my videos. So if you have a toddler, throw them in front of Laughing with Leanna on TikTok, and just let them laugh for a little while.
So then you can catch your own baby laugh videos and stuff.
Yes,
right. Absolutely. It'll be the best day, all the time. Just laughter everywhere.
Yes. Oh, the laughter.
It's beautiful. I love how you honor your teachers, your lineage, as you are talking about your awakening. I'd like to bring it into that space because we all have different teachers, right? I have teachers who, you know, they've taught me so much in my life, and I love them dearly, right? I send life, I send love to them, and I honor them in all ways. The lineage for me in particular has been even deeper than just going to a Reiki class or going through an initiation in the jungle or whatever. It's been like boots on the ground, you know, while I'm doing life, awakenings into this energy. And I'd like to share a little bit if that's okay. Yes. I think it serves, because like my pathway in was a religious pathway, you know. It was very much a hard turn into 1980s Texas, you know. And my little body, my soul was like, yep, that's what I want, because I know that I'm gonna be able to lock into source here. And I remember from being very tiny, singing, using my voice and singing is what brought me into that space of truth, brought me into this loving space, the thing that you bring out when you laugh, the thing that those babies are just in tune with, you know, just pure source. And so I'm going to speed up a little bit and go to high school now. And then, you know, I was going to praise and worship and at high school church youth group, and I was that chick on the ground who was, you know, crying and sobbing and just like with Holy Spirit. I felt it, you know, and it wasn't, I always claimed it, it's more than all of this. It's more than what we've been taught. It's more than just the little box, but not to diminish where anybody is and not to say anyone's wrong. If you're connected into this space and you know truth and peace and source, original creator, yes, be in it, be in that, because that is truth. And so that's what carried me forward. This connection into like, that's what's up. My pathway then took me deep into like sleeper agent world, and I did like the military life, and I did like the picket fence, and I did this stuff, you know. And it was beautiful, so grateful. I love all the people that I ever interacted with through all time and space on this planet. Truly, I love you. Thank you for being my teachers too. You know, it's not just the professors, it's not just the Reiki teachers, it's not just the people who are leading circles. It's your friends, it's your family. We're all reflections and teachers of one another. My sister was also one of my big spiritual awakeners, you know, and I'm older and
same.
Right?
Yes.
But she just like, she went off and she did it,
Yeah.
and she was just doing her thing, and I saw her and things clicked, you know. First time I went to a sound bath, the sound, it had me walking out like this, you know. I needed balance. That's what I needed, balance. And I got it, right? And it was through finding ways to use the voice.
Yes.
And so I'm so grateful for you and for what you're doing. I'm grateful that you're here. I'm grateful that you are seeding light and that you are such a bright pillar in our community. I love what you're doing out here in the tiki-taki land. So tell them where they can find you.
Laughing with Liana. It's spelled Liana. It's just at Laughing with Liana at TikTok. I haven't posted in a while, I'll be honest. I think pretty much since the American Laughing Championship, I haven't done one.
Well, there's the thing with some of our creative endeavors, because I know we all feel this. I have like book 2 has been coming out for like a lot of years, y'all. I'm still writing it, still putting it together. I'm still feeling for it to come into this wholeness before it is birthed. But I've been taking a break, you know? I needed a break after the bucket, right? Because that was a big drop in the pool of everything. If you guys know the bucket book, you know what I'm talking about. You're like, why is she writing this stuff? And you'll see. You'll see. And I know others who are taking breaks. It's like a season off, so they can nourish themselves. There's a fun thing that I'd like to share with everybody, and it was something about a famous artist, you know, one of the artists that's since left this plane of existence, and he's in a garden, and he's just laying down, and he's just sleeping, and his neighbor looks over the fence, and he says, "Sir, you are resting." And the guy said, "No, man, I am working right now. I am working." Because he was resting, he was being within, right? He was giving himself what he needed to fuel up, right? He was going into his mind, he was being in the dream space, he was doing all of these things. And this isn't in the story, it was like a little 4-liner, right? But this is what it means, right? The next day, he sees the painter, and he's just painting up a storm, and he's dancing around, and he's doing it, and it's a masterpiece. And his neighbor says, "Sir, you're working." And he's like, "No, man, I am resting." You know? It's that release and that let go. Okay, maybe being a mama and birthing something isn't a good bridge to rest, but I know that after that labor, after that baby is out on your chest, it is a big, deep breath. That is the first hug from heaven that you have had, you know, in a long time, some of us, right? Is that baby on your chest. Angel sent straight from source, right? And it's a rest. It's a peace. It's you're here. That's what that pause can do for us, you know, when we have those moments of massive awakenings to who we are. We have to see ourselves. We have to feel ourselves. We have to feel the creations, meaning we have to feel the projections that we've sent out. If we're spitting hatred and we're spewing mess at people because we're not balanced up in here, it's gonna come back eventually. They're gonna tell us about it, you know? And being in that heart-centered space to say, "Thank you, I love you, I see you, I'm sorry for how I hurt you, please forgive me, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you." and have it be true. I mean, you hear that. You hear it. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And also, you know, Team Light. That's what we're about. We're rising up. We're glowing up. We're becoming our highest, most wisest, most healthiest, wealthiest, glowiest, glamorous, sexiest, bestest selves. The ones who feel to just laugh out loud whenever. The ones who feel to just move and be strange wherever. To hit play on a YouTube channel, you know. It's such a beautiful journey of becoming. I'm at Rainbow Care Bear today, but tomorrow, you know, I might be a little fox in the woods. You never know what's going to happen, right? But I do hang out with Thor all the time, so you know it's galactic, ecstatic up in here. You know what I mean? Boom. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. Leanna, I love you. I can't wait to see you at the next Glow Up. For those of you who are watching who come to circle with us, don't forget it's every other week. And I will see you again soon. Love you. Peace and life. Thank you. So much abundance to you and you and you. And you.